For this one, we're putting our rice on the outside. So for this particular one, shiny side is facing the ceiling. So whereas before we were only covering the centre section of the piece of seaweed, for this one we're pretty much covering the whole surface area, other than we're leaving a centimetre free at the top. So as we were doing before, we'll just wet our hands just a little bit. And now we're going to take a little bit more than what we had before. So around a fistful will be perfect. And just remember, if you add too much, you can take it away. If you don't add enough, you can always add it. So we're starting in the left-hand side again. And remember, we're leaving a centimetre free at the top. So no rice at all at the top centimetre. So left-hand corner. Again, it's really important that your thumbs and your fingers are working in tandem with this, and you're just manipulating it across the piece of seaweed. Nice and neat, no straggly bits of rice, clean area. Now, as well as leaving a centimetre free at the top, we are going below the line of seaweed, a centimetre too. So that will actually go directly onto your sushi mat. That's absolutely fine. The reason we're doing that is as we roll forward, it's going to be the parts that marry together. So the bit that doesn't have any rice on and your overhang of rice come together and they act as your glue. And that is what is going to hold the sushi together. So the best way to do this, we're now flipping that piece of seaweed. So the rice that is facing the ceiling now needs to be facing the table. So we just take the two corners of the bit that has no rice on it, two hands underneath, and flip towards you. Don't worry at this point. If the rice falls off, add it back on. Do not overthink it. It's absolutely fine. The rice is sticky enough that once it meets the dry seaweed, that will act as our glue that will allow this to be sealed into place. Now, although we can now afford to add 2 ingredients in here, it's super important to not overdo it. So don't get too excited and pack the ingredients in, because it is quite a small surface area again. So if we add too much, you will find that there will be a break in between the rice and the seaweed meeting, and that break will create a hole. We can actually marry that up back together. I will show you in a minute. You can take a little bit more seaweed, you can add that in, you can put your mat over the top, and there is, in some cases, you can rectify the problem. In others, maybe you would need to start again. So what we are going to do is, if I can reach it, sweet potato that we made earlier and one other ingredient. So I am going to go for avocado for this particular, and a little bit of spring onion. So as I mentioned earlier, we really don't want to create such a thick ingredients on the inside. We still want to keep a nice level playing field so that as we roll, there's no lumps, there's no bumps, it's a nice straight line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of sweet potato and I'm just going to cut it down the centre. I'm still going to use both of them. I'm going to take them and I'm going to pop them side by side so they overlap slightly, sitting just above where your overhang of seaweed sits. And in front of that, I'm going to line up the avocado, and I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of spring onion in there as well. So the fundamentals that we learned earlier, these do not change. Thumbs push forward, fingers push back, but more so than ever, our fingers are vital. They are holding that ingredient into place. So if this ingredient pushes forward, especially in this roll, it's game over. There will be a hole between the seaweed and the rice. So thumbs at the back, fingers firmly in the center. And if you create like a claw with your fingers, that's going to help manipulate that ingredients to stay towards your chest. So we're creating a claw with our fingers, and as well, this lip of seaweed we need to make sure that that is going underneath the ingredients. So we're holding it in, we're using the mat to help us at the back. And as we did earlier, we're rolling it over once, but more so than last time, we really don't want to get tangled up into this mat. So at this stage, we're rolling it back. We're making sure that piece of seaweed is really nicely tucked in. And then, again, if we lift this mat back, the roll's not going anywhere. And all we have to do is very lightly push forward, secure in place with both hands, pull it back, and we're good as new.